Hello, this is Morgan from Opinion Meter, and this demo is going to talk a little bit about an enhanced feature for our action alerts, or what we call real-time satisfaction alerts. So you can set triggers in any survey to trigger an email or an SMS text message in real time, which is a pretty cool feature, and it's found under the survey module, or you can just go right to the shortcut from the main console, which I've just done. And you can see here in the sidebar, it's underneath satisfaction alerts. So what we've done is we've added an alert type. Now, we've uh, only had the simple alert feature previously, and now we've added a conditional alert, or using Boolean logic, so that you can have and or logic instead of just if anyone selects any of these trigger points, which are responses to questions, an alert will be triggered. Now you can say if someone answers uh, A and B to question 1 and does not select F from question 5, trigger an alert, just as an example. And we're using similar logic that we have in our advanced branching and piping features. So let's go ahead and select a survey. I'll show you how this works. Sample iPad, I think I have here. Let's see, oh, tons of surveys. Sample is down here and here. Let's select that. So uh, while that's loading the locations for the survey, I'll show you this drop down. So you can either select simple or conditional. And simple, I won't go over in detail since that's the way it has worked. But if you want, you can now use conditional as well. Well, why don't I show you both ways? So I'm just going to click next, and it's going to load the survey. I have to select a location or multiple locations, and because it will indicate when it sends the alert what location the alert comes from. So this is the simple, and you'll see it just gives you basically your survey, and you can select, let's say, anyone between 18 and 35 and who has a high school or greater education and rated pricing as low. Anyone who triggers any of these are going to uh, trigger an alert. And you can include open-ended questions if you want, etc. So I'm going to go back and show you now what you can do with conditional logic. So now, instead of simple, we're going to select conditional and click next. And now you'll see in step 2 of 3, we have the ability to add a rule. And this is, if you're familiar with our advanced branching or advanced piping, it's using a similar interface. So you first select the question that you want to use. Let's see, and if you hover, it will give you the entire question. So let's say, again, we'll use the similar questions as we used in the simple. So in which of the following age categories? And let's just say is exactly, for this logic, is exactly 18, let's say 50 and over. I want to isolate people 50 and over. Okay, so that's my first rule. Let's add another rule. And you'll notice here I have and or. So let's say and is the logic I want instead of or. You can imagine, you can get very detailed here and isolate exactly the kind of profile that you want to trigger the alert from using this functionality. So now let's say I want exactly only males, okay? And so I'm selecting 50 and over and male only. And let's say, please indicate your gender. We did. Race, ethnicity. What is the highest level of education? And what industry do you work? Let's say based on your experience. How likely would you recommend us? So this is an NPS question. So let's say people who is one of, let's say is one of, very unlikely or neutral. So basically the detractors. I want to isolate people who are 50 or above, who are male, and who have selected as a detractor, less than very likely. And so these are just an example. I'm being quite random here, but an example of creating a profile And in this case, I created 3 rules. You can add as many as you want by just clicking the green plus sign, or you can remove, delete them here. Um, and so now I'm going to click Next. And here I have the ability to either go SMS and or email in terms of distributing this real-time action alert based on that profile. So now we have, as we always had, the simple alert process. Any of the items you select will trigger the alert. Uh, and now we have the advanced or conditional logic for creating profiles using and or logic for your conditional alerts. So that's all I have for today. Thanks for your time.